Introduced in 1958, the Fender Jazzmaster was, of course, marketed to be the go-to guitar for jazz. However, its out-there looks and some design faults meant that, initially, it never took off like it was meant to. Jazz players of the time preferred Gibson archtops, and the Jazzmaster did nothing to change that. Instead, the guitar was adopted by guitarists of a newer, more forward-thinking genre, surf. Bands such as the Ventures and The Surfaris loved its warm, sparkly pickups and smooth tremolo system. And it was these artists who led the way for the guitar to become an alt-rock icon. Throughout history, it's been the secret weapon of everyone from television to My Bloody Valentine. But perhaps the most memorable users of the guitar were those whose models were a little different. Here are 5 artists who have been honoured with their own signature Jazzmaster. J Mascis is arguably the most iconic user of the Jazzmaster. The two are synonymous. His band Dinosaur Jr. is defined by brutal distortion and modulating walls of feedback, and he maintains that it would be impossible to play his songs live with any other guitar. Fender have since given Mascis his own Jazzmaster range, which featured jumbo frets, an adjusto-matic bridge, and 2 distinctive finishes, including the iconic purple sparkle. Sonic Youth were notorious for modifying their guitars, swapping out pickups and electronics on a whim. The most famous of Lee Ranaldo's concoctions was the Jazz Blaster, a Jazzmaster with pickups from a Tele Deluxe and various configurations of pickup switches, tone, and volume knobs. This became the basis for his signature model, which Fender introduced in 2012. It features wide-range humbuckers, a single master volume control, and a Mustang bridge for greater stability. When Elvis Costello first stumbled across a Jazzmaster in a shop window, he thought it was some kind of modified Strat. Nonetheless, he played it and thought it sounded far better than the Telecaster he owned, despite the rough DIY furniture lacquer that the previous owner had refurnished the body with. It was this guitar that featured on the cover of My Aim Is True, and became synonymous with him thereafter. In 2008, Fender released the Costello signature Jazzmaster, which featured that all-familiar woody finish. Not all signature Jazzmasters have been as true to the original as Costello's. In fact, Jim Root's model is about as far from a traditional example as you can get. As guitarist for metal bands like Slipknot, he needed something beefier and more utilitarian for his version. It features humbuckers, an angular body, a black satin finish, a hardtail bridge, and a single control for volume. Yet despite these basic specs, there's something strangely beautiful about it. Throughout his career, Troy Van Leeuwen has used a range of Jazzmasters, from vintage reissues to Squier models, and in a way has almost become an ambassador for the guitar. So it only made sense that Fender would give him his very own signature model. His guitar is appropriately dressy, with an oxblood finish, a bound neck with pearloid inlays, brass Mustang saddles, vintage-style volume and tone knobs, and a special switching system. Do you have a favourite Jazzmaster signature model? Let us know in the comments below.